Okay, let's start the call with a fireball shot. No, it is BYE, your best year ever. I am Becca. I am your hostess with the mostest. I am an international health, fitness, and life coach. And I am the creator of PowHERbands and the 17-minute workout. I want to introduce you all to your best year ever in a style and a mode that I have been doing for 2 decades at least. And this is a 3-hour keynote that you're going to be doing in 30 minutes. So let me be honest here. There's no way I can deliver 3 hours in 30 minutes fully. So I am going to do the very darndest, the very best. I hope you're standing up and marching, moving those arms while I'm getting you ready to go, because we have a lot to do. We are going to be using those thinkers. We're going to be using those heart centers. We're going to be connecting ourselves, and we're going to be displacing some things that need to say bye-bye. So this is the first year I've ever used the acronym BYE. And I want to tell you that BYE, have a seat, go ahead and have a seat. BYE is about creating your best year ever. And it is about dismantling those things that do not serve you. I call them those people, places, things, and thoughts. Maybe it's mostly the thoughts. Our perspective on how we see things and how we rationalize through things is so based on thoughts that were taught to us, things that we see and read. I'm going to have everybody just go on to mute right now. And just if you could do that, hit your mute button. What we have experienced in the past parlay to who we are right now. It's true. But the truth is also we can recalibrate our DNA, we can cleanse out those thoughts, and we can make room for happier, easier receiving. Does that sound good to you? I know it sounds good to me because last year had some shit show connected to it. I had a mom who was diagnosed with bipolar and dementia, and that took over about 9 months out of my year, to be honest with you. And it also broke down some heart center and made me realize some things for myself. And so what we do and how we do it is based on the experiences that we receive. Now, this year is a completely different year. Whoops. And we're going to start by spilling water all over the desk. All right. I want to share with you also just a little bit of background on who I am and how I'm even qualified to do this with you. First and foremost, I was born with 3 congenital health challenges. So I was in and out of hospitals. About 20% of my school years, my early school years, were missed because of illnesses, congenital, pulmonary, digestive, and skeletal. They didn't even think I'd be walking at this age. So I definitely am a miracle. I took things into my own hands and became a health advocate at the age of 19. So at that age, I realized that food controlled my mood, my pain, my health, and everything. So if you want to ask me what's more important, working out or eating, don't tell anybody I said this, but it's food. All right. Now, the workouts are super important because with the bands, with the PowHERbands, and with working out in general, you build muscle. And if any of you are looking to release any fat, feel better, have that dopamine just floating around, and have that positive attitude, I can tell you working out is a game changer. I wasn't always this happy, jovial person, but I have become that because I steadily and consistently work out. I work on eating an anti-inflammatory based diet. I make sure that I get almost enough sleep, that I drink, any gators out there, enough water every day. Yeah, do I see some hands going up, some gators? I make sure that the people around me are awesome and that I have a faith base and a purpose going on here in this world. Lo and behold, those 9 character traits are the same character traits that have been identified in the blue zones. The blue zones were coined by Dan Buettler, who has found that those 9 traits happen to be the same traits consistently with centurions. And I'm not just talking about people that live to 100 and above, but we're talking about people who thrive to 100 and above, having an amazing life, like still doing those things that they were doing earlier, maybe a tad bit slower, but still doing them. And I intend to be one of them. I have been interviewing my older clients for the past 30 years, had no idea why I was so intrigued. I just was intrigued. I'm intrigued with people. But come and see that Dan Buettler has created a whole system and a whole program for it. So let's get started. I first want to say congratulations to Patty. She was the first person, she came back, but she was the first person on. Patty, if you wouldn't mind, in our private chat, just type in the size leggings. I have lots of leggings here. Type in the size that you want and your address. And Susan was the second person. I love giving prizes, you guys. So don't be surprised when I say get in early, get in early. Susan Franco, you were the second one. Come on down in a private chat. Let me know what size leggings you want and your home address. And Sherry, you were the third person on the prices, right? You get to do the same thing. And that's the prizes for today. Actually, there's more prizes coming because we're going to get into the whole lesson. So I am about to do a share here, a quick little share. Brene Brown is somebody who, Brene Brown, sorry, is somebody who I have looked at, watched over, and I just absolutely love her. Brene is just, I guess she pronounces her name Brene anyway. She's just somebody who has her stuff together, and I would like to do a quick little share on a quick little video. Mary's in the house, Sunny's in the house, Tina's in the house, Anya, Pam, Jane's in the house. Well, we've got a good house going on here. Let me get you guys on this share because there we go. Can you guys all see her? We're just going to listen to 2 minutes of this, but this is absolutely fabulous. I'm going to take it and put it in our chat box when I get back in there for you, so you can take a listen to it. So take a listen where she's at with this, and we're going to carry on from here.
World looking for evidence that you don't belong, because you will always find it. Don't walk through the world looking for evidence that you're not enough, because you'll always find it. Our worth and our belonging are not negotiated with other people. We carry those inside of our hearts. And so for me, I know who I am. I'm clear about that. And I'm not going to negotiate that with you. I will negotiate a contract with you. I will negotiate maybe even a topic with you, but I'm not going to negotiate who I am with you. Because then, and this is, I think, the heart of the book, then I may fit in for you, but I no longer belong to myself. And that is a betrayal I am not willing to do anymore. I spent the first 30 years of my life doing that. I'm not willing to betray myself anymore to fit in with you. I just can't do it. I've just never done anything that's turned out to be valuable that wasn't just scared shitless to do it. Like everything I've ever done that's ever really made a contribution, I have felt alone in doing it and afraid, but alive. Yeah. Well, I think what I have found is that after the first time, and it only really takes one time, after the first time that you opt to brave the wilderness, you pull away from what a group of people thinks. Maybe it's your creative community, it's your critics. The first time you pull away and find power in standing on your own, I think your heart is marked by the wild. I think you belong into the wilderness in a different way, because every time after that, when you choose fitting in over belonging to yourself, it's painful.
All right, you guys, I want you to come away with that about stopping the noise of the outside world and bringing in what you desire, what you want. Now you all took, and if you haven't taken yet, the lifestyle transformation quiz. It is the thing that you need to do before you even come and do this, but I have broken it down for you in your guidebook so that you can just go ahead on page 2, circle those things. Let me go ahead and get a new share here for you. Whoops. I broke it down in case you didn't have time or you didn't see the link. Right here, actually, I guess it's page 3. Your goals for 2023. What are your goals? We're going to be breaking this whole program down into how to break into what is important to you. So many times we're thriving in our business, we're thriving in relationships, or we do a lot of traveling, we run, we take care of and help out with stray animals, whatever, different causes, different foundations, charities. Have I rung anybody's bell? We take care of all those things that are outside, and we don't take care of ourselves. It's easy to keep running. It's easy to take care of something else. It's easy to critique or to fix somebody else, isn't it? But it's damn time, excuse my French, that may not be the worst word I share today, that you take care of yourself. That's why I brought Brittany along with us, because I wanted you guys to know that this may not be easy, but it's necessary. So in the program that I have, when you took the lifestyle transformation quiz, it broke your life down, your whole entire life, into 5 areas: life, health, creative, relationships, and soul. Those are what I have coached people on for the last decade plus. And what I found was I was talking to people for sessions upon sessions upon sessions until we actually figured out what wasn't happy for them, what wasn't working, what was missing. So what I did was I created this lifestyle transformation quiz with 50 different archetypes. Some of them may be the same word, but they mean different things to different people in different areas of your life. So I want you to, if you did not take the lifestyle transformation quiz, go ahead right now while I'm talking and just circle the things that are really important in each of those areas that you may not be spending enough time on. Just go ahead and do that. On the lifestyle transformation quiz, you were giving each one a number 1 through 10. 1 meaning it's really important to me and I am not doing it at all. And a 10 actually really means like, I don't even care about it because it's not important to me. 9 is, for me, is the highest number I gave something, because I always feel like I can learn more about it and I can get closer and closer to a 10. Not that I'm not happy where I am, but I always feel like there's more, there's so much more. This journey never ends. Like even when you're awoke, like you're still awake and you still gravitate and you still learn more and you still meet new people. Holy cow, there's so many people on this call right here that are true friends of mine who have taught me so much in areas that I thought I knew a lot about or was comfortable where I was, let's say. And then bam, I get awoken with a new intellect on something. So circle those things that may be missing. Maybe in the creative code, it's hobbies. Maybe, you like to do crafts and you haven't done crafts in a long time. Oh my gosh. Or you like to do gardening. Maybe it's adventure and travel. And, we just came out of, what? Or are we still in it? Who knows? I don't know. I don't really participate in that conversation and that rhetoric, but maybe it's adventures that you want. You don't have to go across the ocean to have an adventure. I can find an adventure spilling my water. No, I can find an adventure anywhere there is. Patty's shaking her head. Yeah, Becca, you probably could. And it's true. Relationships, something I'm going to dive into this year, I think. But the first important relationship is with self. How's your relationship with yourself? Let's be honest with ourselves. How is your relationship? And are you using affirmations to support yourself? Are you living in a purpose that feels good? Are you living with beliefs? Do you have a belief system? Are you grounded and with gratitude? I can tell you something. In 2009, in 90 days, I got an email from a husband that he wanted me to move out to see if he'd miss me. 6 weeks after that, yeah, I know, right? There wasn't even a conversation. 6 weeks after that, my dad passed away. Medical complications with 26 different meds. His insides just burst. And then on the last day of the year, well, training for the MS 150, that is a bike ride, 150-mile bike ride that I've been doing for 7 years because they thought I had MS. I don't. I just have some degenerative discs in my neck that make it seem like I have MS. As far as certain things, not so much anymore. We got that under control. But I got sideswiped by a car going 21 miles an hour. I was going 21 miles an hour. I was locked in on a bike. I went down. My body crashed. My head hit the ground. My helmet cracked off, and it was not a great scene. They said it'd be 10 months before I could use my arms again. Ladies, I don't know if there's any gentlemen on here or listening. In 6 weeks, I was back to coaching. Now, it was a long time before I was 100%, and still I have some damage in my body. But I can tell you it didn't nail me down. I spent 18 hours a week training to get back to myself. I want to put this mindset into you. I want you to adopt that you can do and be whatever you want. It does not matter where you were yesterday, what you ate for the last 60 days. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't worry about what the scale says. I don't talk about the scale. I don't talk about calories. My clients never hear about calories. I'm going to ask everybody to just go on mute. Let's see if I can get everybody on mute real quick. Guys, if you just came in, if you could just mute real quick. I got it. I got it. All right. It's not my first rodeo. Okay, so let's move on. I want you guys to move. We're going to be moving quickly through this because, as I said, this is a 3-hour workshop. We're going to do it in 20 minutes. Okay, the first S. So we're on the first page. It's S. This is your schedule. Your schedule now. Now, I know that it changes from day to day, but you have a generalized schedule. You wake up about the same time, you poop at the same time, you eat at the same time. I want you to write down your schedule of what your general schedule is. So you're going to have 90 seconds to do that. As I said, we're going to move quickly through this. Hello to all the new people who came in. Happy New Year. We are creating by your best year ever. I feel like I should put a timer on. I'm just kidding. Dun, 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 dun. So you're writing down your schedule. I'm going to give you an extra minute. Hello, Tina. Hi, Juan. Hi, Sherry. Hi, JD. So we're writing down our schedule. If you didn't download your guidebook, you can just do this in a notebook for now. So we're going to start by writing down our schedule. Let me tell you, when I did this, I learned so much about why I wasn't hitting my goals. You have 1 minute left. Okay. Take a breath. Let's move on. So the next page, we are going to be, oops, there's a page missing. Oh, this is where it is. Your first page is G for goals. So first I want you to write down, next I want you to go back a page and go and write down your goals. What are your goals for 2023? You want to write down your goals in each of these areas: your life, your health, your creative, your relationship, and your soul. The ones that are most important to you, specifically the ones that you've been doing really good at, and those things that are a 6 and below that you have been avoiding. You may want to just start with one area for today, since we don't have a lot of time to go through each and every single goal area. Let's break down health code. Your healing, your fitness, your food, your recipes, your vitality, how you're feeling, your sleep, how you're taking care of yourself, your mental health, your sensuality, and any kind of pain. Let's break those down. And in those areas, which are you doing really well at, hitting those goals for yourself, and which ones were kind of in the sucky zone? They were like a 6 or below, and you're feeling like, okay, I need to work on those. Those are the ones that we're going to be attaining to. Those are the ones that we're going to be addressing. And those are the ones that we're going to be figuring out exactly how to hit. So for fitness, you know, I've got your solution there. Nobody has a reason not to work out. I've got a 17-minute program. Everybody can do 17 minutes, 5 days a week. For food, I make it super easy. We don't count calories. We don't count calories. I teach you how to eat by food choices: fat, fiber, and protein. It's your FPF. Never worry about calories, because calories are not what get you fat. It's your choices. It's your choices, and it's your food combining, right? And it's not complicated once you understand what a fat is, what a fiber is, and what a protein. We're not going to be doing that today. This is not about that. But I want you to know that when you eat clean, when you eat in portion sizing, like, the world changes. Your poop changes, your sleep changes, your guts change, your belly changes, your anxiety, they all change. All right, so you are right now finishing up in your health code, keynoting which areas need some support. Next, we did write down our schedule. Do you see how your schedule does not support your goals? I found when I did this eons ago, and I do it every year, when I'm not hitting my goals, it's because of not time management, but task management. So if I'm wanting to eat cleaner, eat healthier, yet I'm not giving myself time to buy those things, then obviously I'm not going to be able to do it. It's not just about knowing what to do, you have to do it. So many of us spend so much time researching how, what we want to do or what they say to do, but we don't spend time on the activities of doing. So next we're going to come up to the O page. The O page is your obstacles. What obstacles have you had in your health area before? Now, maybe you've had some major health crises. Maybe you have not shopped. Maybe you're not a good cook, or you don't think you're a good cook. There's ways out for everything, guys. I have clients who are so super busy, and we have meal programs going to them for 1 meal a day. Some have 2 meals a day. Some people I actually cook for. There's always a way out, and there's so many programs out there now that are not expensive that you can do. What I do for my cooking is batch cooking. I do not meal prep, I food prep. So I make big tubs of protein. I have all kinds of protein, at least 2 kinds of protein ready to go in my fridge. I have a grain. This week we have farro. Last week it was purple rice. I always have a grain, quinoa, something ready to go that has great fiber, great protein, and great taste. I also have my fats ready to go. I have some nuts and seeds. I do chia puddings. I don't eat nuts by themselves. I sprinkle them into my salads. I'll top them off on my steamed vegetables because I found that I was eating too many of them. They're great, they're healthy. You want to make sure you get them raw and organic and that you soak your nuts. That's a whole nother conversation as well. But just giving you that feedback. If you're eating cups of dried fruit and nuts and stuff, you're probably having 1,500 calories just there alone. 1,500 to 2,000 just there alone. All right, moving on. And I know you said, but Becca, you don't talk about calories. Okay, I don't count calories. We have to talk about some calories, okay? But we don't count calories. So you're writing down all your obstacles that have held you back. You don't have containers. You don't shop properly. You don't prep your food. You don't batch cook. You eat out a lot. You travel. Now, some of those, like eating out, that might sound like an obstacle. It may have been your past obstacle, but I have food programs that teach you how to order properly. And most of the time, restaurants, as an example, their food they give us so much food, you can have 2 meals out of it. That's how they make their money. They can't charge you for 1 meal and try to make money. So they give you more than your size portion. I suggest right away making your portion and having your doggy bag, your container, not waiting until you finish picking and talking, because while we do that, we keep eating. I also have my own theory about family style eating and having all the food on the table. Doesn't work, not if you're trying to lose weight. Okay, so that was your O. You've written down your obstacles. Next, we're going to write down our habits. What habits do you have that are not supportive? I have a lot of friends and clients that find that they eat without paying attention to eating. They bring food to their desk. They eat in their car while they're driving. They stop off because they're hungry. They don't pack a lunchbox. They eat late at night while they're watching TV. They eat when they're bored, when they're emotional, when they're thirsty, and when they're tired. We can talk about all of that. And I coach on all of those things. But today I want you just to stop and realize, what habits have you got that are not serving you well? So you're going to write down those habits. And we're going to get back and talk about those habits in just a second. Holy cow, it's already time to blow the corner here. Next, we're going to talk about choices. Choices are our underlying mode of everything. We were given choices in the Garden of Eden. Thank you so much to Eve and Adam for giving us the availability of choices. Well, guys, you do have choices. And if you're making choices that aren't supportive for you, you have to stop. There's 3 ways, there's a 3 mode to making better choices. And I'll tell you this, because I'm going to make this very brief. Again, that's a whole conversation unto itself. And I'm going to be going into all that in the 16-week habit hacking program. Anybody who is one of Tina's tribe gets 2 weeks of that program completely free. And anybody who is in my program and has the year-long program, that is for you completely free. Anybody else, it's normally going to be $397. It is only going to be $47 to get started. So just let you know that because of my relationship with Tina, you guys have 2 weeks of that, if that's what you bought into. If you bought the 3-month program, then you will have 3 months of it. So it is a 4-month program. We're going to be diving into each and every habit, and I'm going to show you exactly how to anecdote it out. But for today, I want to tell you this. Your habits are based on choices. What else? I'd like everybody to dive into. I have another prize coming up here. Tell me in the chat box, what else habits are created by? Go ahead and type it in. What else are habits created by? Yes, there will be a replay on this. Tina's going to come in and talk about her thing in just a moment. If you're not one of Tina's tribe, you're like, what? What's Tina? I have 2 people on this call that I'm going to help bring some ideas and support for you. What is comfortable? Yes, choices are based on what is comfortable. Repetition, our past. Habits are based on our past, our subconscious. Repetition again. Awesome. I love it. Frequency and regularity, actions creates and maintains a habit. I love that. That's like Webster's definition, Mary. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to tell you my definition of habit and what controls your habit. My definition of what controls your habit is your environment. If you want to change what you're doing, you have to change your environment. I'm not saying move out. I'm not saying get a new car, but you have to change what's going on around that habit. For instance, if you late night eat because you're watching TV and maybe you're actually hungry, well, that environment of being in front of that TV that late at night is the wrong environment. Where should you be? In bed. You should be in bed. If your first thing to do when you sit down to watch TV is to go get a snack because that's what your habit is, then your sticky note tells you no snacking, drink water, get some tea, brush your teeth. Don't watch TV. For goodness sakes, if sitting down makes you have to have a snack, don't do it. We don't take somebody who has an alcoholic problem to a bar. Their environment, right? So look at your environment and see if it's supporting your habits or denoting what your habits are. All right, so we are finally into our final C, and that is courage. And I've looked towards Brene Brown for the courage of her message, because what you're going to do for this year may not be easy. Actually, let me put it this way. It may not be comfortable, but it won't be hard because you take things in baby steps. You do not try to overcome all your obstacles with one single bound. I want you to look at those things that are hindering you on the biggest side and break it down so that you can realize and accomplish your goals. If we were to take a big stack of paper, or even this book written by one of my friends and one of my clients, intermittent fasting book. If we were to take this book, which by the way, I do intermittent fast, and you will learn that in my program. If I was to try to rip this book, I couldn't rip it. But if I was, and I'm not going to rip it, but if I was just to take the first 5 pages, which are just loaded with lots of information, and I wanted to rip those, I could. And so that's the whole idea. When you take a big goal and you break it down into bite-sized chunks, you're able to hit your goals. So when you look back at your goal sheet and you see that there were, out of 50 different archetypes, maybe 20 things that were a 6 or below, sometimes with one little pebble, you're going to hit multiple things and raise the vibration and raise the aptitude of how you're achieving it. Now, I do coach on all this. I do provide one-on-one, and I do support. in my program, in my 17-minute program, we do coaching every morning. We do a sticky note every single solitary morning. Those of you who are in the program, you're going to be called to get a 3-ring binder and keep your mini journal for yourself. All right, so moving forward, I want you to write down your new schedule based on your new habits. So maybe things that you found in your old schedule weren't supporting you. For me, because I work out of my home, I found like I was doing laundry, washing floors, washing pets during quote unquote work hours because I could work anytime. So what I found was I was more efficient, more productive, and I was able to hit my goals by putting those things, which are the smaller things, after. Hold on 1 second. I just want to come back in here. I apologize. I did not prepare this big part of my speech for you, but I'm a beach girl, and this is loaded with big shells, big shells. These are the big things in life. You can see the big shells. Then there's some beach glass in here, and then there's sand. And when I separate these, you might have seen this conversation before. When I separate them out, there's no way if I stack in the cleaning of my dog, the washing of my clothes, doing some of those smaller habits first, would I be able to get in my beach glass, let alone those big things that are going to bring me to hitting my goals. Whether your big goal is on your health, it's in your business, it's in your relationship, it's in one of those 50 different areas. No matter what your big goals are, you need to attain to them and address them as big. Understand the things that are small and insignificant. Pay attention to the ones that add fun, because when you put them all together in the right order, you get to walk on the beach, you get to have some fun, and you hit your goals. All right. I want to open this up real quickly for Q&A. If anybody has any questions whatsoever. Anybody have any questions?
Becca, I just want to say that just listening to you while I'm driving, sorry, my camera's not on. It'll be on in a few minutes, but it's just so inspiring just hear you drop these seeds. And I've been working out with you and doing the morning program. And I just want to say to anybody that's new out there, if you didn't add in 7:30 or 11:30 a.m. to jump on that fitness class for 17 minutes, you definitely want to do that, because I tell everybody I get more sore, and you can feel a bigger workout in 17 minutes with Becca and those bands from anywhere in your house, the hotel, wherever you are. You can do it anywhere, the beach. In the meantime, all you need is Wi-Fi and your bands. And it's more powerful, I swear, than going to the gym for an hour lifting weights. So I just love listening to you. And of course, joining you every morning just motivates us to eat healthier. You know how you say, surround yourself with people of like mind. Just being around you is like, okay, she's skinny, she's thin, she's in shape. I feel like I can do that. I'm going to be like her.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, now Sunny, I appreciate that. And Sunny is actually somebody who I wanted to introduce you to. She is my manifesting guru. She actually helped me to up my business by 400% at the beginning of last year, within the first month of working with her. Sunny, tell them a little bit about the value of meditating and manifesting. And you guys, I'm not going to have her, this is not like a pitch fest, but I am going to be sending out information on how to engage with her. There's somebody else I'm going to be introducing you to, and as well as my habit hacking program, in case there's something more that you want out there. So Sunny, tell us about like what you do and how it's so beneficial.
Well, wait, hold on. I'm at the red light. Okay. Well, hello, everybody. It's so nice to meet everybody. I am the founder of Feel Great Meditate, and I have been transforming lives by transforming minds for 25 years. And all I do is teach simple breathing tools and techniques. I lull you into a deep state of relaxation. We flood the brain with oxygen, and then we slow down the brain waves. And so when we slow down the brain waves to a level similar to self-hypnosis, into the alpha wavelengths and beta, next thing you know, everything we plant into that subconscious mind begins to happen. That's why doing Becca's program with my program is so beneficial, because it amplifies everything Becca is dropping into your subconscious mind. And next thing you know, you do stop snacking, you do have better habits. Everything she says is like a wake-up call, and then it's amplified. So together, the programs are incredible. And I just wanted to offer everybody on here today that you, first of all, I'm going to give one prize to one of you. And what you have to do to enter win that prize, what you're going to win is a free 1-hour private Zoom meditation. You have an amazing mindset meditation. We'll do a lot of breathing. I'll teach you some tools, and my new brain amping trademark tool, which is going to help you not only clear the blocks to tap into the alpha level in the right brain and manifest more powerfully, but to activate flow state. So now you're in this flow state every single day to eat healthier, to do your workout, to do your breathing, to stay positive minded, to have self-control to eat the right foods. So I'm going to pick one winner, and all you have to do to enter is go to Feel Great Meditate on Instagram or Facebook. It's your choice. And then like and follow. And then what you're going to do is go to the messenger and then say, I am a winner, pick me. And then I'm going to pick one winner.
You guys, I'll send you all that link. You know, it's funny. I'll just send them all that link, so we can just keep moving. Don't worry, Tina. I'm going to send you a link in an email, so you'll have that. But I did put it in the chat area. Before we go on to the next person that I want to introduce you to, every year, and I haven't done mine yet either, so I'm going to do it right here, right now with you. Every year, I pick out a word of the year. So this WOTY is word of the year. What I want you to do is dissect, and thank you so much, Sunny, for all the beautiful things that you said and all the beautiful things that you bring to my world, and to all. I've referred her to so many clients, you guys. There's not one person that doesn't love her. And she does a full moon meditation here. So we'll get you information on that as well.
Yeah,
I know not
Thursday.
everybody is, not everybody lives in this area, but we will get that out. So what is your word of the year? Every year, and why do I pick a word of the year? So I pick a word that is going to amplify, and bring forth what I need. A few years ago, I put in Ubuntu. That is an African Sanskrit that means together we rise. That actually became a global word for me. So you may see me hashtag Ubuntu, UBUNTU, wherever I go, because that is a mindset that I have taken on. Last year, my word was simplify. And I loved it and wanted it so much. As soon as I figured it out and picked it out, I went into this store in Deerfield Beach with my daughter, and there on the wall was dry wood. My house is kind of like beachy-ish. Was the dry wood, I think that's what it's called, and it said simplify on it. This plank said simplify. And I just said to her, without even, why would I ask? I need to buy that. Where'd you get that? She goes, oh, it's for sale. I said, I'll take it. I didn't even ask how much it was. I just knew I was supposed to have it because that was my word. So what I want you to do, and I needed that word. So let me explain. I needed that word because I can complicate things. I can make a 3-sentence into a novel. And I really wanted to simplify my life and my client's life. And so I worked on techniques and understanding. I hired Sunny to help me to dummy things down, simplify. This year I have another coach on here who's my word maven. She's on this call here too. Again, to simplify and to organize my thought process so that you guys can receive on a higher and simpler level. So Jane, shout out to you. She's on this call. I think she's still on this call. So I want you to write down in the WOTY, word of the year, just things that seem discombobulated for you. Like what's not going right? I don't want you to write down all the beautiful things. I want you to write down a word or words, sorry, that come to mind. So as I describe to you my programming, you know, just like everything, like even decluttering my home, throwing things out, giving them away, simplifying my world, simplifying my cooking, simplifying my ebook, simplifying my programs, simplifying my day. Oh my goodness, my days were just loaded. So what's going to be your word of the year? What area can you now pinpoint that, or areas of your life that seem to fall into the same bucket? And then what would be the antithesis of that, right? Because before, my programs were a little bit more complicated. To get into things was time consuming. I had too many clothes in my closet. I couldn't find what I wanted to wear. There was just a lot of complications, right? And so I needed to simplify. So let's figure out what our words are going to be for this year. Oh my gosh, mine just came to me. I got mine. If you got yours, write it down in the chat box. Write yours down if you got it. If you need more time on it, that's okay. Your word is really important to you. I shouldn't just like blurt out, oh, I got it. Like, I think my subconscious, because I do this every year, has been working on it for a long time. So don't be like, oh, she got it. Oh, I see them. Oh, I love. Okay, so Anya says trust. I just like, my heart just went tick, tick on that one. Diane says wisdom. Tina E says awareness. Mary says believe. Oh my gosh, that was mine. I don't know, 26 years ago. And multiple times. I have signs in my old house that say believe. And around my house still. Focus says Patty. I've had that one before. Streamline says Gina. Consistency says Sherry. Peace says Susan. Jane, mine hasn't come in yet. Jane Gary is my word maven. She helps me with articulating my messages. And that doesn't surprise me, Jane, that yours hasn't come in yet, because she's probably going to really study this down. Ooh, Tina Rains says surrender. Okay, you guys, mine is this. Mine is freedom. And I got to tell you something. I'm going to come in real quick, and then if anybody else wants to share before I bring Tina in, and I know we're like beyond time here. So freedom for me, I realized after my full moon with Sunny in September, she brings out a lot of good stuff and a lot of crap stuff for you too. Truth, she brings out truth, right? So in September, I started crying at the moon. I am like a werewolf. Like I howl at the moon. I glow at the moon. The sun, the moon, they just energize me. I want to feel quiet and go deep. I look at the moon. And so I just started crying at the moon. And then the next moon came and I'm like, I'm not going to the moon. And then the next moon was about to come. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's almost 60 days since I've been in a funk. Well, what I did next was what I should have done first. I cried to God, and I'm going to start crying now. I asked him, and Tina, I met you through the middle of this. Okay, chills are going up my spine. I asked him to help me, and I asked him to support me, and I asked him to solve my mystery, and I asked him to get me out of this space that I was in. You guys, in September, did the most boldest thing I could do. I spent $8,000 on bands. I had 2,200 kits come into my house. Now you can figure out how much they cost per kit. I didn't just buy all kits. I had $8,000 worth of bands come from China. That's a lot of money for me. That's a lot of kits. That's a lot of kits to move. And then, so I did that in spite of feeling like I couldn't do it, right? So I didn't feel like I was doing enough. I didn't feel like my business was growing enough. I didn't feel like I was where I should be. I had all the doubt, naysay, all that stuff going on. In spite of that, he nudged me. I didn't know it was from him, and I bought the bands. I then went into a funk, stayed in that funk for the next almost 60 days. The bands came. Can I tell you, when the bands came, I did a dance on the bands. I jumped on the bands. I recorded, like, bringing them in. I was more than excited about the bands. And then I left them at my front door area because I wanted to walk past them every single day. I wanted to be reminded about my goal. But then it hit me. This next moon's coming. How am I going to move these bands? How am I going to move these? Now, you guys, I'm talking like nitty gritty. I'm not talking with love and compassion about what I do. To me, changing people's lives is putting bands in hands, teaching people how to optimize their life in 17 minutes, how to get stronger, lose fat, build muscle. That's what these bands represent. They represent lifestyle and health, not being in pain. That's what they represent to me. I'm seeing these at the front door. And that's when it hit me. The next moon's coming. And when I cried to God, you know what he said? He said, why didn't you come to me sooner? You could have gotten these moved faster. He goes, I got you, girl. I got you. And he goes, this is what you're going to do. And he said, do this, do this, do this. And I called Tina. I said, Tina, what you got? She goes, I've got this coming up. I'm like, I'm there. I called somebody else up. What you got? They said, I got this. I go, I'm there. How can I support you? I'm there. How can I support you? I'm there. And so I started doing more. I started putting my energies in the right place. I started organizing and keeping with that simplifying. I rebranded my entire program. I built a whole new website in 2 weeks. Who does that right before season? I do that because it was what God commanded me to do. And so I stepped forth with that. And I want you guys to know, I'm not here preaching or telling you who or what to do. I'm just telling you what worked for me. But I can tell you this, my word of the year is important because now freedom is what I now have. I know, like my old conscious, oh, you can't do naysay, comparison self is no longer here. I have risen. I am so strong, so ready, so available to do all that I'm supposed to do. That's freedom. All right. Speaking of all this, I did break it down for you with 3 steps. So if you haven't gotten your word yet, or you're still kind of on the fence, we do have 3 steps for choosing our word. And that is dissect and decide and define. And then later on, I want you to go into this because we don't have time. As I said, this is a 3-hour tour. I want you to go through the rest of this. How will you live the next 12 months of your life with this word? How is it going to impact those 50 different archetypes for you? How is it going to reveal something new and different? How will it impact you personally? How's it going to impact your friends and family? How's it going to impact your business? How is this going to manifest into the world, into making an impact in humanity? If that's something that is important to you, I want you to think about that. Tina, I want you to come in real quick. You guys, I got to say something real quick and down and dirty. I don't believe in a one and done. I don't think that there is a one and done, but I also do know, and I do value that many of you on this call, or many of you who are watching this, are beyond 10, 15, even 25 pounds. If you are like in the 25 and you just can't lose this weight, if you've got belly fat, and some stinking habits, I do want to introduce you to my good friend Tina Rains, because she has found something that is very valuable. And again, I will send out all links, Tina. You don't even have to tell them how to find you. I will send them all your information. I just want her to share with you. And if this isn't for you, maybe you know somebody who's been having some challenges with their weight. And I just want to make things as easy and simple so that you too can have freedom this year. So Tina, take it away, girl.
Absolutely. I love it. Thanks for having me, Becca. I love working out with you, and I love what you're sharing and all the mindset, because that's so key to all of us, right? Is the mindset piece of it. We can work out, we can eat well, but mindset changes our lives. So thank you for that. So I just wanted to share real quickly. I did put my link there so you can go into extensive research, but I actually have found a product. It's all natural, and it works on the leptin resistance. Now, it works differently on everybody. Some people, you see a lot of fast results over a couple of weeks, but there's others realistically that take 6 to 8 weeks. But this is what I know to even have results. What I know is this: in our research studies on the university studies, they did blind placebo studies. And so they decreased their intake by 500 calories, and they worked out 30 minutes, like 3 to 5 times a week. Those that didn't take our supplement lost 9.3 pounds. So it did work, the change in the lifestyle. Those that took ours averaged 20.3 pounds of fat loss and 1 pound of muscle gain. So it is an all natural supplement, is not a magical pill. I think too many people have made it look like that. It is just a great tool that's a natural product that can help those that have fat, because leptin is something that is secreted by the fat cell that causes leptin resistance. So check out the website if you have interest, or you've tried workouts and diet and it hasn't worked, and you just feel like you need that extra oomph to help your body. I'm seeing incredible results with women with menopause and people who have 30 to 50 pounds to lose. And I've seen greater results for them when I'm looking at my clients who are on it. So yeah, so thanks for letting me share that, because I do think it's a great opportunity for people, and helping to get people healthier this year is one of my key focuses. So
yeah,
and I'm
so
I research it like crazy. So just saying.
Yeah, thank you. You guys don't have to research it like crazy. I already did. So if that's something that you're interested in, we'll get you. I think she said she gave you the link already. I've already vetted it. I feel like it's something that is supportive. That's why I'm having Tina on here to help you guys. If it's something that you want to do, listen, I have helped people who were 500 pounds lose 100 pounds in 5 months without anything. So it's not necessary. Nothing is necessary, but is it helpful? 100%. So if you're looking for something to get you through and get you moving in that right direction, that person coached with me 3 times a week, one-on-one. Unless you're with me one-on-one, you have me in your brain cooking for you and making sure that you're doing all the right things. You're probably not going to change all your habits today. Let's be honest. So if you are looking for something to get you through to make so that you can drop some of that extra body fat, then that's awesome. For those of you who are not on here, who are on here, of course you're on here. I just realized I didn't even bring my bands to the show here. I have the creator of PowHERbands, and what's really important about losing fat is about retaining muscle. So you never really hear me talk about weight loss. I talk about fat loss. I talk about muscle retention and muscle building. These are the keys to a healthy life. Of course, you're eating and the correct supplementation, knowing what your chemistry is, a whole nother conversation. But I do intracellular testing on myself every year, intracellular blood test, not a blood test. It's a different type of a blood test that really talks about what's going on inside the factory of each cell, not what's flowing through, because that is not the same story. And I've got Patty here. She can affirm, yes, Becca, you're right. So just getting a simple blood test is not going to give you the full or whole story. So if you go to the doctor, you get your blood test and he says, oh, you're fine, you're not going to say the same thing. I can also tell you this. 8 years ago, I was told I had osteopenia. What does the doctor tell me to do? Take calcium, right? The first thing they do is tell you to, well, I just wrote an article in a prestigious women's magazine for women 50 plus on 10 things that you could do to strengthen your bones. One of them was calcium. Guess what? I didn't need calcium. I have high calcium absorbency. So I don't eat dairy very much. I'm going back to not eating it at all. This holiday season had its jolly folly with me, and that's okay. But I'm going to say this with all due respect, and I absolutely love this doctor, but this is what they're told. And you see the commercials, want strong bones, drink your milk, right? We're not a cow, and we don't necessarily need calcium. You may need calcium, but my instinct told me I didn't need calcium. That's when I learned about intracellular testing. So I had intracellular testing done, and sure enough, my calcium was beyond. And I'm so grateful, because if it wasn't for my strong bones and my strong muscles, I might not be walking today. So I'm all good about that. But let me tell you, there were 9 other things that I could do, including that trampoline back there that I do jump on to strengthen my bones. Resistance bands strengthen bones. And let me tell you something, you don't want to wait for the doctor to tell you that you have weak bones. You get on it now. For those of you who are in your 30s, I don't know if we have anybody like that on here, don't wait, get started. For those of you who are in your 50s and 60s, you can reverse, you can stop and strengthen. Do not take it down, and don't be alarmed. Take action. All right. So I am going to be sending out some information on my habit program. Those of you who are in my platinum, my 1-year program, it's free. Those of you who are in Tina's program, or that are in here and you bought the bands and you're in either a 2, 3, or 4 month, whatever you bought, you're going to get the program for free. And those of you who are coming in and are just meeting me for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm really excited to meet you. I offer you a one-on-one. If you have any questions, please take the 15, 17 minutes out. Everything's with me is 17 minutes. Let me get to know you, what your problems, challenges, what your resets need to be. I really don't use the word, challenge. I believe things are issues that don't always need tissues. And I believe that we just need to reset. I think we've had enough challenges and whatnot. I also believe that the slingshot theory, I've kind of made this up and I have it on order. It didn't get here yet. It's going to be here later today. I wanted it for you guys. So if you were doing pretty good during the day and then you mess up at night, you're putting yourself into a different space. But it doesn't mean you can't propel yourself forward by just stopping those bad habits, changing those environments that are not supporting you, those people, places, things, and thoughts that don't support you. And that's the conclusion of today. I want to see if anybody has any questions, any ahas. Go ahead and hit me up in that chat box. I want to know if this was helpful for you. If you liked it, come on out. Hooray. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you need more information, this is a 3-hour workshop that I tried to pour into you. So I hope I didn't go too fast. If you missed something or you didn't get the guidebook, I put the link to the guidebook in our chat box. It was sent via email. Let's see. It was great. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Looking forward to rewatching with the start. Awesome, Sherry. Here is the link to talk to me if you want to set it up. I think, let's see if it works if I do it here. Yeah, there it is. It's that bit.ly. I don't know if you can like copy paste it or maybe you just write it down. It's bit.ly/. talk to Becca 17. Tina put in her information for her product. It is called Zenith, and it is awesome. She's writing that it's plants and amino acids, and that's important. We're like, there's so much about amino acids, I just can't even begin to tell you. You know, we cannot expect that our bodies are going to get nutraceuticals from all of our plants. We cannot get our nutrition. I eat pretty good. There's no way without taking supplementation. But here's the thing. So many people run out and they go get that vitamin D3 and they go get that zinc and they go get that C and they go get the B complex. Know what you need. Don't just take stuff. Just because it's a vitamin doesn't mean you should be taking it. If I would have taken that calcium, I would have grown these more. I stopped growing these about 9 years ago. They're painful when they grow. They're like horns. They're very painful. And I was like, there's no way I'm taking calcium. Do I really need calcium? First, I was like, Doc, he goes, I know you don't drink milk. You're a vegetarian. Back then I was you gotta own your own health. You gotta become an advocate for yourself. Ask more questions. Don't just take what anybody says, me or anybody laying down. Do your homework, do your research. Now, I gotta tell you, I'm a big researcher. I've been researching almost every day for 30 years. I'm a certified holistic health coach. I've helped people with asthma, with chronic and congenital issues, with constipation. I've helped many women with breast cancer get through their, I shouldn't say get through, grow through their breast cancer. And I'm getting choked up. I had one woman who had 3 different types of cancers in her breasts. One was very rare and was going rapid. And before we did her, I say we, like I was there on the operating table. I apologize, but I do get into my clients' energies. We did almost, it was 45, almost 10 weeks of cleaning out her body. She was infested with parasites and worms. And so we cleaned her out. It took that long to get her totally cleaned out because they have a cycle. Anyway, not get into that. That tumor almost completely disappeared. So she's thriving. She's thriving today. She did not have a good diagnosis. They had to take out lots of lymph nodes. It was a tough period for her. And she's not my first, she's not my last. And I just want to say that if you know anybody or you yourself are going through any type of health crisis, if I can't support you, I have so many very powerful, very, very knowledgeable holistic practitioners and naturopaths at my beck and call that I'm happy to help you with. So I don't play doctor, but in my own life, in my children's life, but I do try to use plants as our health code and our cleaning. So I have a couple of people on here yet. Anybody else have any questions or ahas that they want to share? Great, Anya. I'm so glad it was good for you. Anybody want to come out and say anything? Anya, you work out with me as well. Mary, good to see you. I know Mary a few decades, right? About 25 years. Yeah. Go ahead, Anya. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been great. What a great catalyst to really jump into 2023 powerfully. I appreciate everybody being here and, seeing everybody's input. That was great. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody's input was great, Anya. Thank you so much. And you know what? I can tell you something. Don't stop right now. Go through this guidebook, finish it up, keep it out, get your sticky note out and work on that one thing that you circled that you want to start working on. And even if it's something that you don't have time for right now, say it's that creative clay class. You go and you find that class that you're going to take. You go and find out when and what day in 3 months that you're going to take this course. You sign up for it. You commit to it. You put it on your calendar. Can I tell you, your brain is just going to do like this, woohoo, just by planning something that is important to you that you have not been spending time on. It is an incredible thing. Our brain, our mind is so incredible. And these sticky notes are impeccable. Using sticky notes will help you attain your goals by 64%. I'm not making that up. This is neuroscience. Now, I've been using sticky notes for almost 3 decades. I had no idea until last January, and there's one more thing I'm going to share with you guys, and I'll be sending it to you in an email for those who people are local. On January 17th last year, I was invited to speak at a Rise with Perspective Living in Gratitude Today. They brought me in to do fitness. They allowed me to speak. Now this year I'm going to have a bigger speaking opportunity, but I just put these in everybody's hands in the audience. Everybody was moving and grooving and feeling like these are so much fun. If you haven't touched these yet, like they feel fun. They're awesome. Susan's in the house. She just got a pair. She's going to start with us tomorrow, right, Susan? Yeah. They're just so awesome. They feel good. They do so much. They don't look like much. They travel because they're lightweight and they fold up. So I put those in everybody's hands. I got asked to speak again this year, but do it bigger. So I'm really excited to have everybody pick their word of the year. I am available for speaking engagements at corporate, at women's events, and at retreats. So fly me to wherever you want to. I'm happy to travel and be your fitness and health coach in any way, shape, or form that I can support you. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We are way over the zone here. Blessings. Create your best day ever. Create your best year ever. BYE. Say goodbye to those things, people, places, and things that do not serve you. And that way you can bring in and manifest. It's like cleaning out that closet, making room for the new. Create your best year ever. Thank you. God bless.
Bye, Becca.
Bye.